Awesome. Hey everyone. Andrew here from Super. Since the last update that I had here, a lot of things have changed. Basically, uh, I finished the MVP for Super, and then we were basically a day away from launching, but having had a talk with Maria, my former co-founder, she recommended I should do an MVP test anyways. That doesn't require launching anything in App Store. So that's what I was about to do. But having talked to other founders and also doing more research into the actual topic itself, I actually learned that, the meal sharing plan or idea itself is inherently flawed and it wasn't going to work. The bigger issues that I learned there was that um, unlike Paleto's law of 80-20, where 20% will get most of the orders and 80% won't, it's actually more like 97 to 3%, whereas 97% would not get many orders, but 3% will. And then you're also going to have an issue of retaining them because making food is a very laborious process. And obviously, there's still some margin errors or difficulties inherent in that. And so, um, once they experience the thrill of making money from cooking food and selling it to someone else, it gets really hard to keep them on the platform, especially in the long term way. So, that was the first issue. The second issue was still the logistics and delivery. It's a resource and time suck. Um, you're really always going to be caught on the deadlines, trying to deliver the food within an hour or reasonable time frame. Um, and if basically, I don't think it's the right time. I wasn't too concerned about the regulations, but I'm more concerned about the operational stuff, which includes the delivery and the chef retention stuff rates. And so, I think, in other words, it was more of a timing issue. If there were autonomous air drones that could deliver the food for like next to nothing, that'd be great. Um, However, I would be more concerned about the regulations on that side. If there was a machine that could somehow do homemade food or something of the like, or if we were able to somehow incentivize the chefs to, cook um, on daily and the unit economics would still make sense. Yeah, then that would for sure, make it work out. But it just seems like having spoken to other founders and whatnot, it's really, really difficult to get those two working and running. So for that reason, for all these reasons, I had to take a long look inwards and basically just decided that I should probably stay away from the meal sharing and the food industry altogether. I think more importantly to that is that, you know, it's not, I can admit it's something I wasn't truly passionate about, but it was something that was more challenged. Um, I was more challenged and, thrilled for the challenge that no one had been able to do this in the past. Can I solve these problems? Sure. But am I willing to do it? Do I have the time to do it? I don't think so. And so looking inwards again to what I am passionate about and something that I really believe in is still the human trafficking problem that the world has. So decided to go back into that, into the Sweeties idea that I had. But I wouldn't call it Sweeties, I call it Super. Basically, the theory is that I can redirect the illegal demand to a more legitimate demand, and that way it would give people less of a reason to um, commit human trafficking for gain, for profits. It's a big, big problem around the world, especially in the developed countries like United States, Canada, Germany has a huge problem with it right now, the Netherlands. Um, so definitely some good I can do there. Do I expect this to be a $1 billion company? Uh, Probably not, but at the same time, I think that has the potential to become maybe, hopefully, a $1 billion company because I generally don't have the expectation for it to be that. It's kind of like Facebook or like, or I don't know, like any of the other great tech companies who kind of started out more of a hobby, or more of like, without those grand expectations. It ended up growing big, as you may know. Also, there is like an issue where I can't actually profit off them, or else that is illegal. But I'm not entirely sure. Maybe there's a gray area or something, but this whole industry prefers cash anyways. So we'll have to see how I can actually monetize off this. I mean, at the end of the day, it needs to be a business. If it's a business, there's an incentive to grow and to expand, and that just hits the goal that I've always had of trying to make the world a safer place, um, and to reduce the human trafficking. So for those of you that don't know, this is actually something that I've wanted to do right from the start out, right out of high school. I wanted to be a police officer to actually stop human trafficking from happening in my country. And, that wasn't really going to go anywhere. I didn't I basically would have had no choice where I could go, what I could do. So I thought, so then I thought of doing a nonprofit, and then I ended up doing Mint, and I never really um, ended up going back to human trafficking. But 5 years later, here I am. So it's kind of funny how things just kind of circled back to the beginning. Um, I don't know. There's probably no better time to try than now. So I'm gonna give it my all. I'm gonna give it my best. I'm gonna do this. My interns were a little bit scared. I could see it in them, but I do think that there is an opportunity to do something great here. And if that doesn't work out, then I think I'm fresh out of passions and ideas, and I'd probably opt for a job until I can find something I can truly get behind again. So, anyways, so with that, and without further ado, just letting you know what I'm doing right now. We built out a list of, we basically built out a contact list of escorts to call, and so I'm in this phone booth right now, getting ready to call them, but I'm making this video right now to update all of you guys. In addition to that, we're learning more about the industry, what worked, what didn't. Germany legalized prostitution, but due to the policies and the lack of enforcement, that's really the big issue there. It's actually fostered more and more human trafficking, horrendous, horrible. Same in the Netherlands, and so that's been a problem. Uh, Here in the United States, Trump signed a bill called SESTA, which would basically criminalize all forms of prostitution and prostitution ads. It was an attempt to stop human trafficking and child trafficking, but he also decided to go after just the independent prostitutes, and so the entire industry kind of like went into a shitstorm after that. Backpage founders got arrested. Craigslist, Kijiji, uh, Reddit, they all took down the personal ads to avoid incrimination. Um, and there have been a ton of new services that have sprung up to try to fill the gap. Twitter is one of them. Um, I found this thing called the erotic review, where people are where that's like basically where the whole community is. It's like the Reddit of this entire industry. It's actually pretty cool, but there is also a dense layer of secrecy that people are afraid to you know break, to give you straight up answers and to get on the phone with you, as easy as it was to just literally go to the guy sitting next to you and just asking him about food. This isn't as easy as such, and so I'm doing the best I can to basically just get some user interviews done and to find a way um, to create, I think, a better service, a service that can control the industry and the environment. Um, and that way, I'm hoping that we can promote a safe and legitimate way of letting this industry run, because you're not going to stop it, no matter how hard you try. Let's be real here. And in doing so, maybe there's a chance to really stop human trafficking. So we'll see. Take care, guys.